Okay, this will be an interesting one. If we can make it look good. It's it's a piece of newsprint. And we'll see if we can make it look really, really nice. It's a nice picture too. Going to take out some of the bleed, some of the background. After all, newsprint often has a lot of background. We're just going to leave that. Going to add a little bit of contrast. Going to lighten it up. We can actually make newsprint look even better than the original. Well, that's my opinion anyway. Newsprint's all dull and dirty looking, and it can be improved with a machine like this. Even though Konica Minolta makes shit, it still is reasonably fit for purpose. Reasonably is the word, not totally fit for purpose. But we got here a nice picture of someone on a bench sitting in a park. And let's see if we can make this look really, really nice. So we're just gonna, basically this is just lining up the back of this. So we just put that on the glass like so. Just line it up just a bit. So that's like so. And I'm just seeing it's going to be A5, B5 lengthwise and A5. I'm thinking we're going to make it A5. So we're just going to go here and we're going to go and print it off at 141.4. I think that's going to be a good size for this project. So let's see how we go. It'll probably look really nice because we're not enlarging it as big as most newsprint pieces that we enlarge, so the dots won't be so much on display. But unfortunately, the woman has been clipped a bit off the bottom. It looks a bit, I should make it a bit, we have to make it a bit smaller on the vertical, so it's going to be slightly distorted, but we do want the person resting on the bench to be on display. So I'm thinking I'm going to make the enlargement maybe a bit smaller on both sides. We're going to make this one, we're going to make this 130, and this one will be 130. We're going to see if cutting a bit of the enlargement will make it look better. Or I think we can make less enlargement with this. We've got enough so we can keep we don't want to distort the horizontal in relation to the vertical or vice versa. So we're just going to take this, and that looks a lot better. We've now got the lady. Still some of it cut off, but at least it looks a lot better. I think we can work with this piece now as a mirror image. It's not going to be the greatest mirror image, but I'm wondering where the centre of this job's going to be. I think it's going to be here. But it's a beautiful piece, and I figured, I want to keep the little old lady in the picture. Out it comes. That's our second piece. I'm actually wondering if which part is going to make a better mirror image. I'm just trying to decide, folks. It's not easy trying to decide how to do it. So we're just going to line these up as best as we can. There, like that. And we're just going to print off a couple of mirrored versions for this. But it's a pretty picture, worthy of being nicely presented. Whoever took it was obviously a very good photographer, or of course a newspaper photographer, of course. You've got to expect that. If he's not a good photographer, why is he working as a as in the newspaper industry, you know. But then a lot of talented people have been displaced, being told that they're basically overqualified, and my father was one of them. So he worked for Telstra, and basically he lost his job being told that he was overqualified. So I'm not happy hearing that. Even though my dad's an asshole, he still doesn't deserve to be treated like shit. I mean, he gave the best years of his life to that place. Before it was Telstra, he worked for what was called OTC, Overseas Telecommunication Commission, and then of course it merged with Telecom, which is the local group, and then they became Telstra, and then Dad eventually lost his job. Unfortunately, that's corporate greed, folks. Talent is no longer worth anything anymore. It's easier to train monkeys to do the job than to fucking hire really good staff. But enough about that. We're just going to look at this nice picture. I think we can call it quits.